Okay, great. So we're going to welcome up our first project. Michelle is going to come up, who's the board president of Survivors, Inc. She's joining us from Atlanta, Georgia. And she's going to tell us about how we can help them to take their network global. Please give her a big round of applause. Welcome her up here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Great.
Would you like some water?
Probably.
And we had a chat over lunch, which was fascinating, hearing about your work. And of course, people who are here this morning will have heard your fantastic colleague Jessica on the panel then.
Yes.
But tell us more.
Well, as an, little background, branding is a terrible abuse mechanism that is widely used today, especially in the human trafficking and slavery world. And our founder, Jennifer Kempton, was groomed, brought into debt bondage, and trafficked in Columbus, Ohio for 6 years. And each time she was sold or exchanged, she was branded by her captors. In fact, one of the brandings said, "property of," and it was placed right above her groin, and it was the name of her captor. Well, after obtaining her freedom, these marks became a constant reminder of her abuse until she was given this wonderful gift of a tattoo cover-up. And the liberation that she felt with that cover-up was what inspired her to start Survivors, Inc. So our mission, our main mission at Survivors, Inc. is to empower human trafficking survivors by breaking the psychological bonds of enslavement that they have, covering and beautifying or removing those brands or marks of violence that they have on their bodies still, and hopefully helping them continue to move forward in their recovery.
Do you have more?
Of course.
Of course you have more.
Well, one of the things that Jennifer taught us also was that the voice of the survivor should always be used in everything that we do with anti-human trafficking. That was a real important thing for her. You know, having PTSD herself, she realized that these brandings can be triggers, as well as sometimes the language people use when they work with survivors. And in fact, she even helped us know how to utilize survivor advocates to interview all of our applicants and to be able to just say, you know, I know where you're coming from and we can help. So that was something that was really terrific. It's just definitely how she's been able to establish a legacy that we'll be able to use and continue moving forward when we help human trafficking. So by utilizing these survivor volunteers, our applicants are more transparent and trusting of us. They share not only their stories, but their current needs and struggles. And honored with that trust, we feel the burden to help as much as we can. But because those needs vary, as we know, with each human being, and the current database system is lacking, we've just gathered a survivor advisory board is what we call it. And it's made up of survivor leaders across the country. Hopefully, soon it'll be around the world. And they're a living database of vetted services in their respective areas. They know which services actually help survivors. They aid in advocacy, giving survivors a voice. They spread awareness and provide advisory services to organizations that want to be better at serving survivors. And we know that the key to our success lies in partnering with these survivor leaders, with organizations, with tattoo artists, removal clinics in every city possible. So right now, one of the challenges that we face is to increase our reach, to find those in need of these services, but also we need to streamline the process in matching them with partners that provide the cover-ups, which is our main focus. This is often a cumbersome journey from start to finish. So our vision for expansion is to leverage technology to create a digital application system where survivors from all over the world can apply, execute the necessary documentation, consult with their provider, and easily connect to the local resources. This system would not only help us maintain these vital networks, but it could streamline our operations and enable us to effectively expand our reach to hundreds or even thousands of survivors around the world. These survivors who are suffering daily by these reminders of violence. Well, we started with a single voice who not only inspired us but left a lasting imprint. And moving forward, we intend on becoming the collective voice of the ones that we serve. So with the right tools and the partnerships, that voice can be heard in every corner of the globe. And we ask you to join us.
Brilliant. And when we were talking at lunch, I said, "Oh, do you have any photos?" And you said, "Yeah, I do." So we scrambled because I wanted to share some of these with you. Do you want to just talk through what we're seeing here on the screen?
So this is the before. This is a survivor before her. This is her branding that they were given. And then this is what, in collaboration with the artist. So they are able to collaborate with every artist and come up with a design that they themselves would love and love to see every day, and kind of, sometimes it's even putting their own mark on it.
And this is just the outline, isn't it? As
It's
the
just the
artist is
outline.
beginning to design.
And that's the final product.
Beautiful. Amazing. And you're a relative, yes, give them a big round of applause. So you're a relatively new organisation, 3
years.
Three-
2015,
3
we
years in.
became a real
Yeah.
nonprofit.
And you've already matched the first, I think, like around 100,
Over 100 debrandings.
and a real kind of life, not only life-changing, but life-enhancing, beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so just to recap, your needs. You're looking for advice and support around digital platform. You're looking for funding.
Funding, always.
You're looking for networks of survivors who see a benefit for this. Also
Yes.
for networks of tattoo artists. But I think that's less this room. I think we'll take that ask maybe to other rooms. Although you don't
Any
want to
hands?
judge.
Any
I'm not
hands?
judging. If anyone there is actually running a tattoo parlor, put your hand in the air. So we've got a couple of people in the room who are already either ready to partner or are partnering. So I want to hear from them. So if people can be ready with the mics. You're working with a photographer, or there's a photographer who's ready to work with you. And I think she's called Ord. Is that right? Did I say it right? Ord Adrian? Can we get a microphone over here?
Hi. My name is Ode Adrian. I'm a photojournalist based in New York City. And I'm not an expert in human trafficking, contrary to a lot of people in this room. In fact, I discovered what sex trafficking really was when I discovered Survivors Inc. And I decided that I wanted to document how sex trafficking issues are being addressed in Columbus, Ohio. I was really candidly shocked when I realized that sex trafficking can happen to literally anyone. It's not only the misconceptions that we have about prostitution and sex trafficking, it can happen to anyone, including in anyone born and raised in the United States. It's a mind game, and traffickers are manipulating vulnerable men and women in order to leave them scarred both physically and psychologically. And I've talked to a number of survivors in Columbus, and Survivors Inc. mission is not only about removing those brandings, it's really setting the survivors free. Free from seeing reminders of what happened to them constantly, which triggers a lot of their past traumas. This has really contributed to changing their lives, basically. And so my contribution has been to try and bring awareness about the issue by documenting what's going on. I'm currently writing a paper that will include both text and photos about how it's addressed in Columbus, Ohio, and what a wonderful job Survivors Inc. is doing. And I'm hoping that the many experts in this room can bring other things to the project.
Great, thank you. And yes, thank you. It's so right for documentation, this, and actually that's another thing which is not on your list but probably should be, is also journalists to tell this story, because as we know, with greater awareness also comes kind of other partners can come forward. Now, who has got the app in their hand? Good, excellent. I'm going to ask for a show of hands now. Who thinks this is an excellent idea? And who right now has an idea, a thought, a possible connection, can think of something which they should pass on to Michelle and the team? Really? Come on, guys. You're sitting there thinking, I have nothing, I can't think, yes, come on. There are people who are thinking, yeah, actually, they should think about this. They should speak to these people. I know who'd be into this. Great. You people need to get that app and be putting that comment in straight away. Also want to acknowledge that, of course, 2 of your team are here. Some people saw Jessica if they were here this morning, but Mary's here as well. Can Jessica and Mary stand up, just so that people know that actually they can also come and find these guys too, to talk about the project and to make their contributions. But there's someone else here. Dominic is here. Dominic Meredith Hardy from ProFinder, who I think also has a possible contribution. So if we can get a microphone to him. Thank you.
Michelle.
Hello.
Firstly, just wanted to say what amazing work you're already doing. So I'm from a company called ProFinder, and basically what we do is we use artificial intelligence to basically allow individuals within large organizations to more intelligently connect and find and share skills and knowledge with each other. Traditionally, what we've done is helped large corporate organizations to do this, but thank you very much to the Trust for putting us in touch, and we would love to have a sit down and help you kind of navigate your way through your digital strategy and offer any technical advice that we can on building your network.
Thank you. Thank you.
To make an offer of support or a thought or a contribution? Yes? Thank you.
Hi, so I'm Carolina Holderness. I'm an assistant district attorney, a prosecutor in Manhattan, and I would like to refer some of the survivors who we see in our work to your organization.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Bravo. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Please do a round of applause. Okay, the rest of you, please do use the app, but come up and find this team and give them your thoughts and inputs. And please give her a huge round of applause. It's nerve-wracking up here. Brilliantly.